Mr. Sawyerr, so good to have you join us via telephone. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening. It's good to be here.
Great. Let's start by saying congratulations to you, because, the last time you were here, people were kicking and screaming that, look, this NELFUND might be a scam because, there was an indefinite suspension of the day that it was the date when it was supposed to go live, and people queried, why that was. But here we are. It went live on Thursday. Congratulations to you.
Thank you very much indeed. And, there's so much skepticism around that every time government changes the goalposts, it seems as if there's some agenda. But I can assure you that in this case, the intent has been very clear from the beginning.
Yes. So tell us. I did see. I watched the video of you in the presidential video with Mr. President, when the president asked you a question that, do you have enough money for the takeoff of this particular loan fund?
Yes. Did you hear my answer?
Well, you said I want you to answer it here on the radio so that the listeners can, ask you questions.
So you're asking me the question.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have enough money?
The question was asked of me by the president, and my response was, we have more than enough funds for the applications that we have received so far. I did also go on to say that given the numbers of applications that we're expecting, we will obviously need to have more funds. But if you look at the way that this is structured, it's structured in such a way that, the funds will come through because it is designed to be sustainable in that way. We're getting 1% of federation taxes. So we have enough for now, more than enough for now, and there's more to come as of course there are more applications to come as well.
Might I ask how many applications you've gotten so far? Because we know that there are lots of people, especially now that there's a downturn in the economy, many people are unable to send their children to school, and several others who have graduated from secondary school have no monies to get themselves into university. So how many people, what's the percentage of applications that you've gotten so far?
Okay, so we have about 190,000 registrations. A registration is an intent to apply. So people are coming and registering with the NELFUND. They're providing us with all their details. It's an intention to apply. So we have about 190,000 of those express documented intentions. As of this morning, out of that 190,000, 114,000 have actually gone ahead and made the application for the loan.
Mm-hmm. So do you have enough money to cover these 114,000 who have gone ahead?
The answer is yes, we do.
Now, I'm looking at your website right now, and I was just telling my audience that on the website, you have simple steps that, people can follow to secure the student loan. First things first, you register on the student loan application platform by clicking Apply Now. And then, of course, you click on the Request for Student Loan button and complete the loan application steps and submit. And then the final step is your application will be reviewed. After successful verification, payments will be made to your institution for institutional charge, while the upkeep loan will be paid to the bank accounts that you have provided in the profile. Clearly, in detail, explain to us the difference between the monies that are going to be paid to the school and the upkeep loan for the benefits of those who are listening.
Okay, thank you very much. A really great question, Mimi. So when applicants get to the point where they need to apply for the loan, there are two different windows they have, if you like, two different options. Mm-hmm. They can only do these one at a time. The first one is the option that says, okay, you have identified the institution you're going to be attending. The institution have you down as somebody who is either already there or is going to be attending that institution. You have indicated the course that you're going to be studying and the level that you're at in terms of your year level. The institution, by the preloaded data, have confirmed that indeed that is the right course at the right level. and the institution has provided us in that database with visibility to the applicant what the course fee is. Because it's a loan, it's important that you know what the course fee is, what the institution is charging. Once you agree to that and you click and apply, you have applied for that institutional fee loan. The second part of this is when you apply for the upkeep. And the question is, would you like to apply for the upkeep? If the answer is yes, again, terms and conditions, you click to apply, and that's the second loan. Obviously, this is a student loan scheme. Therefore, the upkeep is only applicable if you are proven to be a student. But more than that, with us, you have to have applied for the institutional fees loan before you can be granted the option to apply for the upkeep.
Okay.
So the one is contingent on the other.
Okay, so let's start with the institutional fee, the tuition fee, because that's the most important. What are the requirements? What would qualify me for that fee? Must I have my JAMB statement? Must I have a letter from the institution saying that you have gotten an admission? What are the things that I need to have before I even go on this website to apply?
Okay, so very, very clearly, maybe if you're going on the website to apply, you would need to have your JAMB number.
Okay.
And provide that number in a space when you apply. You also need to be able to provide your date of birth so that it's uniquely identified. It would be handy for you or essential for you in many cases to have your national insurance number. No, sorry, I beg your pardon. Your
national identity number, NIN.
I'm so sorry. Your national identification number, and of course your bank verification number, your BVN. So it's JAMB number, date of birth, bank verification number, national identification number, a matriculation number or an admission number to show that you've actually been properly admitted into an institution. Those are the pieces of information you need. They're mostly alphanumeric. They're numbers and letters mixed together in some cases. And that once all of those are, and our system does a check with APIs into some other databases like JAMB and NIMC and NIBS, once it clears those checks and it checks the matric number with the information that we have from the institution about who their students are going to be, similarly with the admission number, you are good to go.
Lovely. You've mentioned something that I wanted to leave for later. That's checks and, making sure that people who really require these monies are the ones the monies go to. Are there checks in place to make sure that people will be able to return these monies? Secondly, how can you verify? Because, of course, I've applied to be in school before. My name came out in medical school. How can you make sure that someone doesn't get money twice?
Okay, so the first question is, how do we make sure that people will be able to repay?
Yes.
Well, simply put, we can't. Somebody who's going into an institution to go and study a course for the first time has very little idea of what, what their prospects might be in terms of what their wages or salary might be when they graduate. So we take away that worry for them, and I'll explain that later. The point is that you don't know when or how you're going to repay anywhere in the world. There's unemployment everywhere in the world. But having said that, as I said, we make it simple in terms of your obligations as a loanee. In terms of your second question was, how do we know that the person is at the institution? Was that your second question?
That they don't apply twice.
Oh, that they don't apply twice. So, if you recall, one of the question you asked me about the information that's required from each candidate, and I talked about the NIN, the national identity number,
yes.
BVN. These are all unique identifiers. Once you apply through our system, the system recognizes that this individual, uniquely identified by all these numbers, has made an application, it will not allow that individual to make a repeat application unless the first application is deleted. You can stop the application yourself if you choose to. However, it remains in our system that you've made that application, we capture it, we hold the data, and it can only be deleted by the NELFUND. So applying twice is almost an impossibility.
Okay, someone has a question for you quite early in the day. Someone here is saying, what categories of learning are eligible for student loans? Is it only for undergraduate, or do postgraduate studies apply, or master's or PhD?
Okay, at this stage, our guidelines only allow for loans to be applied for at undergraduate level. So just for clarity, tertiary institutions, universities, polytechnics, colleges of education, undergraduate, first degree only applicants are able to apply.
Someone on Facebook is saying that, why is this a loan? He says the federal government have been talking of students' grants, not loan. Looking at the current economic hardship in the country, how will these loans be repaid? Asking the very obvious question again.
Yeah, and again, I appreciate the question. This is not a quick fix. Just use this to fix the current economic situation. This is a program that, if we manage to bed it down properly and we get the proper buy-in that we need, we'll still be here in 100 years' time. It is not about just today. This is something that we're trying to bed down and make as part of the culture. Now, let me quickly address the issue of whether it should be a grant or a loan. There are different schools of thought around this. Is it a grant? Should it be a loan? Should it be a scholarship? And, it's important to qualify these things. A scholarship only recognizes benefits or beneficiaries who have a special talent of sorts. It can be sports, it can be academic. Grant, effectively, we just give you the money and, it's up to you what to do with it, in the sense that if you want to study a non-viable course, then you do. If you want to study a course in an institution that is not particularly good, then it's a grant. You have nothing to lose. A loan gives you ownership. Part of what I believe is that if you get given money, for example, to go and buy a car, okay, and we call that a grant, you're probably going to buy the first car you see or the second car you see or something like that. You're not likely to do as much due diligence on that car as you might if you are, having to repay, if you have to repay the money you've borrowed back. You're more likely to be careful about the course you're going to study. Will it give you the return you're looking for? Is it at an institution that is reputable and is regarded as highly regarded by employers? So I'll give a personal opinion. I prefer the fact that it's a loan. It's an interest-free loan. It's very, very soft in terms of the terms, but at least psychologically, that, you will have to pay it back. Therefore, you'll be more careful in your choices around how you spend that loan.
Well, we've been speaking with the Managing Director, NELFUND, Akintunde Sawyerr. He's joining us via telephone to talk to us about the Students' Loan Fund that went live on Thursday. The website is live. If you're an undergraduate and you need a loan to support you through your schooling, then maybe this is the best time to go on that website. Just Google NELFUND. Of course, the students portal will open. It's https:/NELF, I beg your pardon, .gov.ng. We're going to go for a quick break. I know that Akintunde has to go for another engagement, but we want to say thank you for coming on the show to quickly talk about the Student Loan Fund and, of course, the simple steps that you have to go through to be able to get access to these loans. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Mr. Sawyerr.
Yeah, just very quickly, just a quick clarification. Thank you for having me on the show, and thank you for the great questions that have been coming. The portal went live on the 25th of May, not last Thursday. So I just want to draw a distinction. On the 25th of May, people have been able to apply for this course. What happened last Thursday was the president signed off on the disbursement of funds, and that's the process we're going through now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Sawyerr, for talking to us. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, and thank you to all the listeners.
All right.
Please apply.
All right. Well.